Obviously, there's a deep mistrust between Khartoum and Juba, still notwithstanding, the comprehensive peace agreement. How do you see this playing out? Is it going to continue, or do you see breakthroughs, the likes of which we saw, if in fact the oil deal does in fact hold? Do you see a pattern going forward of potential progress?
If the international community enhances its unity, the U.S. and China and others work very closely together and press the two parties very, very hard to come to some compromise position on these three issues. They've got the oil deal, they've got to get the border, and they've got to get the Abyei question settled. If they can, I think the variable, the answer to the question is the wild card is the degree of international unity. We see it splinter all the time in these crises. Syria's, Exhibit A, as the internationals are split, and therefore there isn't no concerted pressure that can move parties towards any kind of negotiation. But in the case of Sudan, there have been times when the U.S. and China were completely aligned, especially in advance of the Southern referendum, and the results were very positive. So I think that would be probably the biggest ingredient, is a willingness of the nations that do have leverage to use that leverage, just like Secretary Clinton did when she was in Juba very recently, used U.S. leverage to encourage the parties to negotiate in a spirit of compromise. And both of them moved their positions closer to the other to the point there was a deal on the oil stuff. The same kind of push, direct diplomacy, high-level involved diplomacy needs to occur for the two other issues. I believe there can be a deal. There's enough there that can be traded. The horse trading that goes on in basic negotiations, there's enough there for both to win. And it's an art form, so that it's up to President Mbeki and those major states that have leverage to be able to create that environment that allows them to safely trade one thing for another and feel like they both have won.